And you did the snake move very, very well.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
But in Snake, he executed some belly dancing moves, and I was really proud of him. He did such a good job.
Trumpets, where for some reason I have an English accent. Don't ask me why. It's just
India's favorite Jason Derulo song could be One to One. And I played that and I said, who is this guy? And then we saw the video of a much younger boy, Jason Derulo. But what do you know? It's Jason Derulo in the house along with Nora Fatehi. From me, Hrishi K, everybody who's watching, listening, we've been playing Jason's hits for the last 15 years. We've been playing Nora's hits over the last 5 years. But this is special because this is their hit together. Great to see you guys.
Thank you.
likewise, my brother.
Thank you.
I love the fact that you guys both are a wonderful amalgamation of cultures, She's got the Moroccan gene pool. I believe your parents are from Haiti.
That's right.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes.
Was it your granddad who moved? Your dad who moved?
So my parents actually went to college in Florida. My uncle, who is my mom's eldest brother, was the first one to move to America, and he worked to bring each one of his family members, which was 15 kids in total, all of his brothers and sisters.
Wow.
He worked, and as each person came, they worked to bring the next person and the next person, so on and so forth. And my mom was the last of 15 kids. So they got the entire family over to America. And I guess I'm a product of the American dream.
It's wonderful. I see this video. The art design, the production design is just so amazing because there are actually different sets and you guys are moving from one to another. Was this the same video director who did Nora?
Yes, Abdullah Farah
Tell me a little bit about him. I mean, he seems to have a fascinating sense of aesthetic and production design.
He's just amazing. He's one of my favorite people. He goes above and beyond for me. And he's one of the most creative directors I've met. And he makes Morocco super proud. And not only is he so creative, but he's such a nice soul. He's such a nice person to work with. And he had this vision for Snake. He told me, I want to do futuristic Morocco. And I want to have like really crazy elements and VFX moments and graphics and have you guys in multiple places at the same time. And I want a lot of chemistry, a lot of dancing, and I was like, oh wow. He's like, and I want a cobra. I'm like, oh wow. Okay. That too. Great. So he's got all these ideas. And the best part about him, which even Jason had mentioned it, he's the type of person who will give you a mood board and make it come to life.
And I love the crystal ball and the gypsy looking place. It just adds so much to it. It's amazing. You, my friend, hot as you are, and the whole of mankind is loving and lusting after you. The two most beautiful women on this subcontinent or on either side of you, Malaika and Nora. Something really special. And you did the snake move very, very well.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a move that I wasn't sure about at first, man. But of course, that had to be the move that goes viral. It's crazy because we've done I think 2 videos of it on Instagram now, and those videos are just going absolutely insane. But yes, that was a very nice moment. We did that on the set of
India's Best Dancer.
Best Dancer.
Yeah.
To me, he is the natural successor of Michael Jackson's dance style. I mean,
Right.
It's just, when Jason does, when he slides and he moves,
It's effortless.
it's like MJ is back all over again.
It's effortless,
It's not easy for him.
Thank you so much.
But to do Indian is not easy.
Yeah, I mean to do Indian,
But it's not that basic rhythm.
Look, he didn't really do Indian in the music video. He did Indian yesterday on India's Best Dancer. They started dancing with him, showing him chamak chalo hook steps. They were giving him like proper authentic Bollywood moves that he was doing on stage. But in Snake, he executed some belly dancing moves, and I was really proud of him. He did such a good job.
She's the OG belly dance.
Yeah, that snake dance. I mean, like that's the one that I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, he said, I don't know if I could do this. I said, you need to do it. You're gonna do it.
Part of your personality, why you're such a global star, is also, I think, because you're able to mold yourself to various people you collaborate with.
Yeah, and he's ready to receive. Yeah.
Man, you worked with Snoop Dogg at Wiggle. He's the god.
Yeah.
And then you're with Nora. You know, it's amazing.
Yes.
Tell me about the great man.
I mean,
are you still in touch? The odd WhatsApp here and there?
Yeah, for sure. Snoop is the coolest person on the planet. He is authentically himself always, no matter where he is, who he's talking to. And he's always a good person on and off camera. He's one of the nicest guys you've ever met. And you'll find Snoop doing any and everything. You can literally Google Snoop doing anything, you'll find a video of it.
I was telling him in the car,
Google Snoop skiing.
He was in Japan somewhere or something doing some ad. I'm like, oh, I love him. That's what I love about him,
You know, church choir singers say this, and Hindustani classical singers say this, saying that the more you sing, your voice opens out. And I see your track record and all the songs that you've done, and I feel you've become such a fine vocalist.
I'm getting there. I mean, I don't think I'm a vocalist. I tell everybody I'm a vibist, so I give vibes through my music.
That's the man himself. What do you think of her vocal chops?
I think her vocal chops are great, honestly. I think it takes a special kind of voice to cut through on a record.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not always about the person that does all of the vocal acrobatics. You know, you can go down the list of people that just have like a perfect vibe of cutting through on a song. You know, from Britney Spears to Rihanna to like all of our pop queens, they have like a vocal that just is able to cut through, and I feel that way about them.
Jason, how do you approach your vocal when you're performing with a female artist? For example, Meghan Trainor. Would you look at Meghan's voice and go, whoa, this is what I've got to do on Hands on Me, and this is the tone I've got to take? And then you look at Nora's vocals and go, this is the tone I've got to take on Snake.
Definitely. For every song, I feel like I'm playing a character, right? And every song has a vibe about it. Like I have a song called Trumpets, where for some reason I have an English accent. Don't ask me why. It's just the vibe that I was on in that day. It was like you have to talk like this. It's like it was the weirdest thing. But like in that on that day, it was just like I want to be English. And you know, same thing for what you're saying about Hands on Me. It was like, okay, this is like a 40s, this is like a 60s vibe. And of course, Megan is like the queen of the doo-wop. So I called Megan. I was like, yo, I had the perfect record for us, and got her on it. So again, playing that character of somebody that's in the 60s. So it's not necessarily the person, it's more so what the record calls for.
The gentleman who got the two of you together, and he said he was his neighbor.
Yes, Tommy Brown, yeah.
It's amazing that you would create such a Moroccan, such a Mediterranean sound, and yet keep it modern and vibrant, because it's ancient music you're talking about.
For sure, yeah. Him and Parker did such a good job mixing the Arabian sounds with R&B, hip hop, and keeping it still urban but global. It's not an easy formula to crack, and they managed to do it the first time I entered the studio and met them.
I'm going to ask you about playing Ron Isley in Spinning Gold, brother.
Yeah.
Moving to acting is not easy. I mean, lots of singer-songwriters, performers don't get it right. And this is really the Isley brothers you're talking about.
For sure.
Talk to me about that. It must have been a magical experience.
It really was, man. It was super cool. I started to film the role, and instantly the director fell in love with the character. He wanted to implement way more in the movie, but unfortunately, like I was going on tour, so the role, like he wanted to make it so much larger because like it was that polarizing. But all in all, I had a really good time shooting it. Doing a biopic is always interesting because it's an actual person that people can go and reference the actual person, as opposed to creating something that's totally fictional. That person could be anybody, you can add yourself to there. But like when you're doing a biopic, you have to really kind of study who that person is. So it was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
your favorite Jason song would be and why?
I loved Swallow. Yeah, Nicki Minaj features, and I love her. Her verse was fire, and even like the way he was dancing, everything about the track, the energy was just amazing.
You know, the thing about Nicki is that she's a goddess, isn't she? It's almost as though anything she touches turns to gold. And you must appreciate that so much, man. I mean, what she brought to the table in that particular song. Tarola too, but still.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think definitely Ty Dolla is like the most underrated king in this world. Like he is just such a hit maker. He is such a vibe on every song. But switching gears to Nicki, she is, you know, she's the epitome of creativity. You know, it doesn't matter like what track she's on, she's going to 100% bring a certain energy that nobody else can bring. I don't know that there has ever been a female rapper that is able to captivate a song the way that Nicki does.
You know, your styling is always on point. Snake has you doing the belly dance, and obviously you had to wear that attire. Did you give suggestions on what Jason should wear, or did you just leave him with his stylist?
Honestly, so Manish Malhotra did my outfits, and we were trying to, he did such an amazing job, and we were trying to figure out what he's going to wear. And then my director said that why don't we try Moroccan stylist so she can give him, you know, a more Moroccan vibe. And he did his fittings the night before the shoot, but he did end up wearing one of Manish's kurtas in the intro of the music video, which was cool. But yeah, it was a very Moroccan vibe that he went towards.
So I've been on the air 27 years now, bro. And I have a defining moment from the year 2015. Yeah. Massive year, which is why I say India's favorite Jason Derulo song could be Want to Want Me.
Oh, wow.
I remember the year-end countdown, Nora. The Indian top 100 had Jason Derulo's Want to Want Me as number one.
Oh, wow.
And you know, because you listen to us, we syndicate the American top 40 and we syndicate the UK top 40.
Yeah.
UK had him as number one.
So that's why I said
and the American one had him in the top 5.
See?
And 3 countdowns over that Christmas New Year weekend had that song playing.
Insane.
And it was unbelievable. I think that's
crazy.
That was big for us in India. That, you know, there were this 3 countdowns, one our own.
Yeah.
The listeners that voted you in.
Oh wow.
You know,
that's got
to be a special song, isn't it? I mean,
really
I believe that Ollie Murs and Chris Brown almost had it. Is that true?
Yes. So that particular song.
To them, no offense to them, nobody could do it the way you did, Jason.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So that particular song, you know, is a closing song for me. I've tried to like put other songs as like my closing number, and it just never hits the same. For some reason, it just feels like bam, like I'm here, you know. Yeah, you know what's crazy about it? It's a song like when I first finished it, I was like, I don't know about this one. Until I started to play for people, they were like, whoa, what is this? And I was like, well, damn, well, maybe I do have something here. And then it's when I started to notice that people were so obsessed with it is when I, decided to make it a thing.
Insane.
Do you obsess over your vocals? Do you want to do lots of takes till you get it right?
Yeah, for sure. No,
Or do you leave it to your producer and say, man, you want to go with take 3, I'm okay?
No. I sit on every moment with them, and we do it again. I try to add a little bit of acting while doing it. But I enjoy the process. I really enjoy the process being in the studio, seeing like how engineers work vocals and comp and do this and add filters and effects. I think it's so cool. I would literally sit next to an engineer and like watch every moment of the process.
You seem to be having the time of your life when you did The Voice Australia, and so you think you can dance with Paula Abdul. It's amazing, seeing young talent. I remember that one moment when this kid came and did an entirely different version of one of your songs, and you were just gobsmacked. Those are magical moments, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Enjoyed both those shows, yeah?
Definitely. I mean, those shows are a lot of work. And I love watching people perform. I love watching people live their dreams. But it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
you just have to be physically prepared.
Yeah.
Because
That's any reality show, really.
yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
My true passion is actually making music. So it's kind of tough to get me to do that again, I think. But I cherish those moments. Tate McRae was actually one of the contestants on So You Think You Could Dance.
She's crazy talented.
Which is also crazy because she made it really, really far.
Yeah, she's popping off. Yeah.
No, made it far
on the show, but even now, like,
yeah.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from Jason Derulo?
just the passion and the resilience and still being as driven as he probably was when he first started. And it's just not dying down. And that's very I admire that. And I took that as an inspiration.
What is your biggest learning from Nora Fatehi?
That she doesn't allow anybody to fail, because if they are, kind of not doing what they're supposed to do, she'll do it herself. So by any means necessary. I think that's, the way that you'll have a lasting career. By any means necessary, Nora's going to win.
Another one of India's favorite Jason Derulo songs is Talk Dirty. Number 3.
I love that song.
100. That dropped.
Oh, I told him he needs to remake it.
It's ethereal. You remember the exact moment in the studio when you came up with that? Or your producer came up with that?
Yeah, so Wallpaper was somebody that I took a chance on. I think he had a really interesting sound. He had never made a hit song before. And that never mattered to me. A lot of people choose to go work with really big producers and people that are proven hit makers. I'm somebody that likes to fish for things that are that are left field, that sound different. And that's always my goal, is to find something new. And that tends to be people that have never had a hit before. And that goes to show you with Talk Dirty, it was his first hit song. But when I heard his beats, I was like, yo, let's do more work together. And he would send me tracks. And I wrote one song to that beat that I didn't really like. And my rule was, once I write to a beat, I don't really write to it again.
Oh, really?
But somebody that one of my friends was like, yo, you should try writing to that beat again. I was working with this guy named Jason Derulo and Sean Douglas. And on that day, I was like, all right, let me at least just play them the beat. So they heard the beat and they were like, yo, this is dope. So I was like, I don't usually, work on songs again, but let's just try it again.
Oh, wow.
And I remember sitting in that room and we were all together, just trying to figure out what the concept was going to be. All of a sudden, after listening to it 5-6 times, I was like, talk dirty to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, whoa, that's it.
That's crazy how that shit just comes alive.
Everybody has a Whatcha Say moment. I remember when the record label first serviced that to us at the radio station, and I played that and I said, who is this guy? Mm-hmm, and then we saw the video of a much younger boy, Jason Derulo. And it just blew my mind. What was your first feeling when you heard Whatcha Say?
Well, when it came out, I was just getting ready for the annual function at school with my classmates and my girls, and we decided to perform on stage at school to the song. So we performed on Whatcha Say.
So when I released that when I was 7 years old.
But you look like you're such a boy.
But you were 17, no, 18?
You look like a cute little boy.
Yeah, I was 19.
You were 19. We were 16.
Okay.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
Yes,
right?
tell me. We have a Whatcha Say moment.
Yeah.
What's your Whatcha Say moment?
My Whatcha Say moment is I actually wrote the song for Sean Kingston. And another song.
Wow.
It was that one and another song called Replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head. And that ended up going to IS, and Whatcha Say ended up going to me because his label turned it down. They were like, no, we don't think these are gonna work. Right? So I ended up getting Whatcha Say, and we gave that other song to Ayaz. And that ended up being my introduction to the world.
That was a massive introduction.
What an introduction, bro.
Yeah, so it was crazy. I mean, I really liked the song, and when we played it for the CEO of that time, at that time, he was like, "Man, I never like to say songs are going to be a #1 record, but that's a #1."
Wow.
And I'll never forget, just like he's like a really poised gentleman, but like in that moment, like I saw it in his face, and I was just like, man, this might really be my big break.
No way, that's
Because I was a songwriter in the industry since I was 16 years old. And
writing for all these people,
And I've always, dreamed of that, having that first moment for myself. And at that moment when he said that, I was like, this might be it for me.
Insane.
She's an Indian, so I can't ask her this question. We love her. She's adopted us. My last question has got to be, you're learning this from India spiritually. I'm not talking about the food and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
People come to India to have spiritual experiences. And in a strange way, everybody has them. Can you tell me what you've learned most from India, from us?
Indian
what?
Culture. You know what? I feel like I need to do a little more of experiencing India for what it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every time I come here, it's like it's too quick. You know what I'm saying? But my experience with Indians, like in general, from all over the world, when I come here, but even outside of when I've come here, I think Indians have the purest, sweetest spirits of anybody across the world. And I think that everybody can learn humility, love, passion from Indians, because like by far, bar none, there are no people that are more pure than Indians.
100%.
On that note, Snake is playing on high rotation 94.3 Radio 1. Catch it and catch it on all streaming services. It's Jason Derulo and Nora Fatehi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
94.3
Radio 1.